Good morning. Happy Monday. Getting situated over here. It's always a little bit of a struggle bus on Monday, getting back into this routine. How's everybody doing today? How's your Monday morning so far? Just take care of a couple of these little side things. There we go. So welcome. Sorry, I just wanted to get really close to you guys today. Welcome. Happy Monday. There we go. It is Water Week. We are starting today with a mermaid. So far I'm not seeing any comments, so either you're not. Oh, there we go. Okay. Usually you guys like quickly post something, so I wanted to make sure it was working. Yes, so it's Water Week. We're starting today with a mermaid. We have water themed drawings all week. Tomorrow is an octopus. Wednesday we are doing a fish doodle page, which will also be a coloring sheet, so it will not be colored in when it is posted in group. Now, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are not live videos. They will post at the standard times that live videos usually start, but they will post in full. I have a feeling they are going to be on YouTube. So they will post on here, but they will be hosted on YouTube. That's kind of the easiest way for me to do that. Facebook isn't going to just let me upload a 1.5 hour long video, or it won't be that long, but you know, it's not going to load a video that long that wasn't recorded live on here in the first place. Oh, you cut your hair. Dora the Explorer. Well, I bet that looks cute. So yes, Thursday is a pool party. Friday is a drawing about drinking water. And then Saturday, for those who the sip and draw, we are doing an ocean theme drawing. So again, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, they will not be live. They will just be videos posted in full, and you can watch them whenever you like. I don't really have any other announcements today. I think that's it. We don't have any birthdays. So I'm going to turn on my light and show you the drawing and get started. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Mine was good. It's a little busy. Lots of drawing this weekend. Okay, let's flip this around. So there's our mermaid. I did go with Little Mermaid because when we did get mermaid requests, a lot of them were for the Little Mermaid. Now, you don't have to do it as Little Mermaid at all. All you really have to do there is change the colors, and suddenly she's not the Little Mermaid anymore. You can do a different fish. I've put flounder since I did the Little Mermaid, but you could do a different fish. Sorry, I'm having like issues with where my camera is positioned. You could add stuff into the background, make more sea life, more sea creatures. But as always, I keep it pretty simple and then let you guys make whatever adjustments you would like to make when you're doing the drawing. So let us get started on this. You guys are quiet this morning. Okay. So to get started for the Little Mermaid, I am going to draw a half circle on my paper. I know a lot of times here we'll start with the full circle. For this one, it's like simple enough that we really don't have to and then erase all that circle. So we're just going to do the half circle. Now about halfway down on this half circle, you're going to do a little bump for the nose. So see that? Just a tiny little bump for her nose. She also is going to have lips that are coming out, and she's going to have kind of puckered lips, like she's about to kiss Flounder. So you're doing kind of a teardrop shape on the top, and then a teardrop shape on the bottom for the bottom lip. It's almost like a heart. It actually is like a heart. It's a teeny tiny little heart. So see that? I'm trying to get in there with it. There we go. There it focused. So see, we have the little bump for the nose, and then we have the lips. Now when we go in with our pen, we're going to take our pen and go to the nose, come out. You won't put this face line. Then you're going to come to the lips, draw the lips, and then finish the line on the bottom. Now up here on the top, I'm going to do a line that comes up and flows wavily back. And I'm going to end it just right there. I'll do the other, I'll bring it in a minute, but I'm going to take it, this is the start of her hair. Make that one a little less high. I gave her some pretty high hair right there. The next line will be a little above the face line, and it's just going to curve in, swoop down, and then come back up. So it's a V. And then you can erase the face line that is inside of that. You'll do a little small kind of curved triangle here. That's also part of her hair. And then coming from this point I made, I'm going to do another of those kind of sweeping back, comes to a point, and then sweeps back in. That's just another section of her hair. I'll do some lines that curve down and in. And a little line in here, just some like hair lines. And then right here, you're going to put her ear. So you're going to just start a curve in. And then it's going to come back. This is the back of her neck. And this is one of those drawings, I will tell you, that looks a little bit funny as you're doing it. But as you get all the parts on, and then once you get it in color, it really makes sense. But at first, it looks a little bit goofy. Now this line can actually come all the way back. I'm going to curve it around and bring it to a little point, but with a curve. This is the tail. And then I'm going to bring it back forward and meet up with the front of the face. And now you can take this hairline that you've brought out here and you can wave it back into the body. And then I'll add a couple more little of those kind of decorative hairlines inside. For the fins, down here towards the bottom, we're going to draw one fin, which is like a teardrop shape again, just kind of coming to a point and then bringing it back up. I want that to come a little bit more in the middle of that little, so this curved V, I want the fin to actually end up, or the tail to end up in the middle. And then I'll do the other side over here. And then in that tail, you can do some little tail lines that kind of follow the shape of the tail. Now her arms I try to keep pretty simple, so just coming off of this, the line on her back, I'm just going to curve a line in and then around and back up. I'm not sure what you're asking. What is what? This is an arm. This is a mermaid tail. We're drawing the little mermaid. This is the tail, the bottom. Now we're doing her hand. So right now she just has like just a round hand. I'm going to put a little thumb here on the inside. Her other arm is coming from the other side of her body. So you'll just do a line that comes out, curves around, and goes back in. And then again, that little hot dog tip to give her a thumb. So we're not going to worry too much about fingers. We're keeping this all pretty simple. Now she has a shell bikini top. So I'm going to start a line that comes out. It's going to actually run into my arm. So just this kind of curved line that comes up. And then I'll bring it back out over here on her arm. And then put the lines in so it looks like a shell. And if you have room on the back side, you could put like the strap, the little line for the strap. If you don't have room because of your arm, that's fine. I think even on the original drawing, I had room on the front too. And then that tail line you want to put across the body. And we want that wavy lines inside, just for a little bit of like scale, fish scale detail. Just like that. And then lastly, we just need her eye. So for her eye, I just did a curved line on her face. You could also have her eye closed and just put lashes here if you don't want to draw a full eye. I brought this up almost like I was drawing a triangle, and then so it looks like kind of more like a gumdrop. And I'm going to do lash lines actually down this whole side. You'll put one of those curved lines that follows the shape of her eye, kind of close to the edge, just giving yourself, you know, a little bit of space. This space will be white. And then another one inside of that. So this outer space will be white, this space will be blue for mine, and then this will be black, and I'm just going to put that little circle of light inside. So just kind of giving her like a big oversized eye. And that is our little mermaid. And next up will be flounder, which will give you your first taste of fish. We're going to do a whole page of fish on Wednesday. So for flounder, I'm going to do almost like a same thing, kind of a teardrop shape here on my page. It doesn't have to connect in the back, so it doesn't need to come to a point. You'll actually connect this with a line. The tail is a big triangular shape, so you come up wide and then wave it on the back end and then bring it back in. You can do a fin down here, which will be kind of a curved rectangle. And once you have that fin, you can erase the body line across it. And then you'll put the other one just kind of hanging from the back side, just the lower portion. And then his top fin is kind of like a mohawk. So I'm going to bring it out, start in the face, bring it out, do a V, and then curve it back just about halfway along this line. And you're just going to kind of bring it down into the fish, just like that. And now from this point to this point, you're going to connect this line. And then you can erase the body line that goes across it. Hello, welcome. Remember, if you feel like you're too late, I mean, we've done most of our drawing already. You can always watch it in full at the end. Get any of the parts you missed. Now, Flounder's face, he actually has a cheek. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, about halfway down here, I'm going to actually cut this line in. So I'm just cutting it in and then bringing it back out to this. And then you'll erase that little triangle line. And now you've given him the upper part of his face and the lower cheek. We'll do a curve for his nose right here, and then another little curve below it for the mouth. He'll have one eye that's built off the nose, and then one eye that's just kind of floating in the face. So I'm going to start with a curved line that comes down into the nose. And then I'll draw another line on the back side of that for the actual eyeball, and a pupil inside of that. And this eye will actually be built the same. You're going to do that same curved line. You'll draw the eyeball right here, bring that around and connect it, and then the pupil circle inside. And give him little eyebrows up above his eyes, 2 little curved lines. And then the last thing you need for a flounder are his stripes. So you're just doing these rectangular shapes, curving the edges instead of making them super sharp. And each one, I'm going to put 4, and each one gets a little bit smaller than the one above it. Just like that. And I'll also add some little detail lines in my fins, in my tail, in my upper fin, and then for me, because I'm keeping it pretty simple, just to show that they're in the water, I'm just going to do some little water bubbles in various spots on my page. And the ones by them, I'm going to put a heart inside of the water bubbles. Just like that. And there is your drawing. A kind of a different version of the Little Mermaid. Something a little more simple, a little more almost childlike. And now you can just start doing all of your pen outline. When I'm doing the pen outline, I'm not too worried in the hair that I go directly on top of the line that I did previously. They're really just more of a guide. But once I get into things like the body, then I'll make sure I'm trying to keep it on that pencil line. When I'm doing the hand, I'm going to come to where the thumb is, go around the thumb, and then finish the arm. So I make that all one space. I'll do it again here. Come to the thumb, go around it, and then around the hand. That little shell bikini top. And the little strap on the back. With the face, same thing. I'm coming to that nose line. I'm going to bump it out. Come to the lips. I'll draw the lips on. And then finish the face line on the other side. So we had a couple areas, you know, it's just too small to erase the original line. I had a little reconnection error right there, so if the video kind of paused for you for a second, it should have fixed itself really fast. It didn't last very long. I never know if you guys actually see those. Do you see anything? Does anything happen on your end when that just happened to me? I always point it out just in case, so that way people don't say, you just froze. But maybe you guys don't even notice anything. It's a mystery. Oh, just sound. Okay, so just the sound goes dead for a minute. Interesting. Okay, well, good to know. I never knew. I don't know why it took me so long to ask you that. It doesn't happen a lot, and it's usually very quick. It's about, I don't know, probably if I counted 5 seconds. But I wasn't sure if like the whole screen went black or if it just did, like you're saying, just a little glitch. I figured nobody, I figured it wasn't a big glitch since no one ever says anything. Because since there's a delay, usually you wouldn't even hear me telling you it happened until probably, after it happened for you. You guys are a couple seconds at least behind me. I was glad to finally do the mermaid in the group. I've done a mermaid twice in private drawings, and it was the same mermaid both times. So this time I figured we'd do a different version. I did Little Mermaid, but just a different style. And that one, if you go into the albums, I think that private party, some of those pictures are posted. But we've had requests for a mermaid probably since the group first started, and I'm not sure why it took so long, but there's still a lot of stuff. I know I just saw someone say a St. Bernard. We will do it. It is on our list. There's still a lot of stuff on our list. There's more lists than there is time to do all the stuff on the list. Thanks to everyone who took the survey about the group this weekend. I kind of have had some thoughts on how Draw with Stacy will work in July. And I just wanted to get kind of some little feedback. Now I just have to figure out how to pull it all off, all my different thoughts and ideas. But just so you know, there will still be a free component. I know there were a lot of questions there on fees and whatnot. There will still be a free component. And the group, as it is right now, right here, this will still exist. So if you had, if there's drawings you didn't do, if you weren't able to do all of them and you've been kind of working through the archive sometimes and going back and doing past videos, those will all still be there. I'm never going to take those down. Rosie, yeah, you can still take it. It's somewhere in the group. It's not pinned in as an announcement anymore. But yes, it's somewhere. It's somewhere in there. I can try and find it and repin it as an announcement. Okay, so because I'm doing this as the Little Mermaid, I'm going to stick with those like Little Mermaid colors. So her shell top is purple. You can, of course, color her different and make her a different mermaid, just a general mermaid. Doesn't have to be the themed version. And then her tail is green. And I'm going to do her, the fins on her tail, a lighter green. So I'm going to do 2 different shades of green here. As always, I'm just kind of trimming the shape, outlining the shape, and then I can color in that middle portion faster. And then I'm even going to come where I've done these scales, and like every other scale row, I'm going to color just a little bit darker. Just again to add some depth, some detail. This last one down here. So then I kind of end up with a light row and a dark row and a light row and a dark row. And then I'm going to do this tail fin, a lighter green. And I've actually, last night I stayed up super late, way too late to be honest, drawing. So I've already drawn Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I did them all last night and they're pretty cute. So if you follow me on Instagram, you will probably get some little sneak previews of some of the drawings this week since they were done so far in advance. I usually don't draw that far in advance. I draw like the night before, but I was binge watching a show. So I drew while I was watching the show. And I'm trying to gear up for the weekend since I have to record those 3 videos. So I figured it'd be good to get that out of the way anyway, because I'm going to have to find time to record 3 drawings. But if you're thinking, man, Stacy sounds sleepy this morning, that's why. Up too late. Her hair is an orange color. Oh, good. You're liking your new pencils? I bought some new pens. I bought these like watercolor pens, and it's supposed to really make it look like you've painted like watercolor. So I'm going to take them on my trip with me this weekend and try them out. And if I like them, then I'll probably do a drawing next week and use them. Just like I did with her tail, I'm going to color a couple areas a little bit darker than others. just to give some dimension. Oh, you're coloring yours with the watercolor pens right now. Do you like them? Someone in one of my classes used them and I just thought they were beautiful. So I ordered some. They came yesterday with some watercolor paper because you kind of have to have a little bit thicker paper when you're doing anything watercolor. But I'm excited to try. I love trying new supplies. There we go. That works for her hair. Just kind of adding some little areas of depth, like she has highlights. That's what I'm doing here. They look a little bit like markers. Okay, that's good to know. Does your watercolor pen set have a pen that just contains water inside of it? Or are they all just like markers with more of a brush tip? Because I've noticed there's a couple different kinds. Okay, so the one that I got, it has, you know how we talk a lot even with the pencils, or alcohol markers have it. There's what's called a blender pen or blender pencil. So the watercolor marker set that I got, it has a basically a blender. So I think you color with the markers and it looks like marker, but then you take this pen that just has water and you can refill it as you need to, and then you use that to blend it out, so then it ends up looking more like a watercolor. Because I went and looked too, and one of the watercolor pen sets I saw, they just look like pens. There was no watercolor blender inside. So I think that's kind of what gives you a little more watercolor look and lets you shade. And that might be something, you know, just like with blender pencils or blender pens, that might be something that you can just buy on its own too, if it didn't come in your set. Just maybe search watercolor blender. That's what I would search anyway. Now with flounder, I'm doing purple. In all of his fins and his stripes. Though I feel like now that I'm doing it, he might be yellow and blue, not purple, but it's close enough. It's been so long since I've seen The Little Mermaid. I used to love that movie. It came out during the height of my babysitting days. And I watched it with the little girl I babysat all the time. I still remember all the songs, all the words. And then let me find a good yellow for his body. I think they're doing a new version of it, of course. They have to recreate everything. So I think kind of like they did, they've done Aladdin now, and they've done Lion King. I think Little Mermaid is coming also. I don't always know how I feel about the redone versions. I actually haven't seen them, to be honest. Kind of an original classics kind of gal. So it still holds up and it's your daughter's favorite. Is Flounder purple and yellow, or is he blue and yellow? Did I get that wrong? Do you remember? I'm going to color all of my little dots blue, but I'm going to color the heart a different blue. Yeah, Rosie, I've heard good things about the remakes. I should just watch them. I just never have the time. Although I did, when I do decide to watch something, then it's like late at night because that's the only time I have to do it. He's blue and yellow. I thought so. Right when I started coloring him in, I did him purple last night too, and I didn't think about it last night, probably because I was so tired. It was so late, but when I was coloring him today, I was thinking, I don't think this is the color he is. So I could always just come in and add some blue on top of my purple. So he at least has a blue tint. But it's not a big deal either. I usually try, when I'm doing any sort of licensed character, I really do try to stick with whatever their colors are, whatever the original artist drew. Just because, especially for something like that's big and licensed, it just kind of gives a nod of respect to the original artist. And that's what, it captures what they're part of their essence. Part of their essence is what they looked like. And there, now he looks more blue and yellow. Fixed. All right, and that is our Little Mermaid for today. Can't wait to see your drawings. I'm sure some of you are going to be really elaborate and do all kinds of background work. So I'm excited to see. So don't forget to share them on the page. You can load them directly onto the page or into an album. I know some of you have been helping me make albums, and I really appreciate it. You can also share them with me on Instagram. There is a link in the group somewhere. You'd have to dig a little bit. Again, it's not marked as an announcement. You could probably look under the topics. There's a section called topics, and if you look under welcome, there's a post in there that links directly to the Instagram. If you need help finding it, you can share the art with me there. And we will be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. to draw an octopus. So thank you so much, and I hope you had a good time, and happy drawing. Bye.